right, everybody, welcome to the Rundown. It is Wednesday, May 22nd. Today's Rundown is brought to you by NASCAR. The entire racing community rallies around this event to show respect and gratitude to the brave men and women who fight to protect our country. Tune in on May 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fox, the historic 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Watch NASCAR honor those who have fought and continue to fight for our freedoms by tuning in to the Coca-Cola 600 on May 26th, this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fox, boys. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch
Memorial Day tradition, right, Ed?
Exactly. It's a great thing. Going to be a great race. Race season's been off to a hot start, so, I mean, that's midway through. I shouldn't say start, but, yeah, a lot of good racing coming on. The Chicago one's coming up. We're going to the Nashville one, too, so I'm excited for this one. Rundown started off with the game last night. Game one, Boston Celtics versus the Pacers. Overtime win. Donnie, you're the Boston guy, so you could lead us off.
Yeah, I mean, that game was just a constant heart attack. I mean, it started off, I was like, all right, this is going to be a cakewalk. But the Pacers can shoot. I'll give them that much. If you give them open shots, we weren't playing great defense the whole game, and they got back into it, and all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, we're down by 5 late in the fourth quarter. But Tatum, I think, got that turnover when Pacers were inbounding the ball, which set up Jaylen Brown for the 3. Now, I don't know why the Pacers didn't just foul Jaylen Brown before he shot the 3. He's not our best foul shooter, so they fucked up there, but I'm glad they did. Like, that was an electric game. Both Tatum and Jaylen came up big when we needed them to. We need them to, like, make those clutch shots, and they did. But it should not have been that close at all. And we suck at game twos, so who knows? Hopefully we can break the streak on Thursday. We will see.
White Sox, Dave, I know you were watching intently.
Yeah, I was zeroed in on that game, like every last second of it, Ed. I mean, they had, what did ESPN say, a 97% chance of winning.
Of winning at the end.
When they were up 3. Mm-hmm. That's a dagger. I wish I were in a position to care about a team that much. To be gutted like that, it would feel good, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or on your side, it'd feel awesome.
But that's how you used to feel about the White Sox, right?
About a lot of things.
And now you're just
apathetic.
Completely apathetic.
Realistic.
I remember when I first met you, you're like, when the White Sox suck, it like ruins my entire summer.
Yeah, if like even that used to be not just the White Sox, it was many teams. Like Mark Trestman, like stole that ability for the Bears for me, and then Derrick Rose's knee exploding 10 times. It did that for the like. I used to not miss a single Bulls game. Obviously, Bears games are different, but yeah, I wish I could feel that.
Broken man,
it's got to be an awesome feeling for you.
It was an awesome feeling. I also try not to get too low when my teams lose. Like, I'll be really sad for like a day, and then I can move on with my life. Maybe that makes me a bad sports fan.
It lingers for me.
When the Bears suck, you're just kind of depressed in general.
Yeah.
I can't consume any ESPN's, Sports Center, nothing.
Yeah, it depends on the expectations. It depends on how everything happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely varying levels of disappointment. This game, as far as it goes, I'm happy to see a good start to a series. We've had good series so far in this playoff, but the games in between those series are not good. It's been a weird playoffs. We had 2 Game 7s on Sunday. Obviously, the Minnesota one was really good. But all the games in between, like, they were all blowouts.
Yeah.
And so it's a weird playoffs where it's exciting, but it's not. So this was a genuinely exciting game 1. Hopefully, obviously no dog in the fight, I'm sure you would love a sweep. I'm just hoping that this is the kind of shit that keeps picking up and keeps the pace. So good start, and then obviously.
And shout out Drew Holiday. He's been huge for us.
Yeah.
Guy's the man, especially with Porzingis out.
So that's honestly just my hope that we have some good series, and I think Dallas and Minnesota will be good too. So that's just my prayer. Second story, the NFL are talking about implementing electronically measured first downs. They're going to do a trial period here, it sounds like, for the preseason, and then if it goes well, they're going to look to fully implement it for the 2024 regular season. Thoughts, Dave, on getting rid of the chain gang?
See, it's a little different for me. Like I used to be one of those people who just detest change in sports, and obviously as a baseball guy, we hear a lot about it with robot umpires, robot strike zones, automated strike zones, all that. But chain gangs, and I love like the Lou Piniella getting into umpire's face part of the game. That's part of baseball, just like a chain gang's part of football. But in the end, you want the correct call.
Yeah.
So, like, have the chain gang out there, but have the technology available so, like, if they need it, then you can, like, measure it to that nearest tenth of an inch or whatever they're going to be doing. But a chain gang, like, that's getting rid of, like, a part of the heart of football, you know?
Think about all the people that won't have jobs.
I wouldn't have had a job in
chain
college.
gangers just
The baseball team had
out on the street. They'd be working the prison chain gang.
Yeah, and it's probably not just an easy transition. These guys are used to just manually eyeballing it. They're not used to reading the technology that's going to be implemented. So
Yeah, but I am a big proponent of this. Takes out all human error. In Uganda, I had to play with a chain gang that did not know how to work the lines.
Yeah.
They would just move it every time, so you had to get 10 yards
every play
in order to get a first down, because they thought thought being chain gang means just move it with the ball. So I'm still traumatized by that. Bring in robotic chain gangs.
I got 3 takeaways, I guess. One, obviously, I agree the chain gang is just a classic crew. Obviously they're never going to probably implement this at like the high school level or the grammar school level, because that's where it's really just a couple dads who, that's their time away from the concession stand and their time to watch the game. So I love a good chain gang, especially when it's people's, fathers just getting why wouldn't I be the chain gang? I got the best seat in the house.
I have an idea. Like if we get a robotic first downs, we could still have a chain gang, but it's more like a Make-A-Wish thing where they hand it out to certain fans, and you can just
act like
pretend to be the chain gang for a game.
Yes. Cool. 2, it's still, like you said, Dave, you just want them to get it right. It's absolutely absurd at some of these goal line stands, some of these 4th and inches, that we are acting like these referees can see what the fuck is going on.
With how fast that game moves and all the moving parts on the field.
Yes, they can't.
Just get the color right in the end.
You can't correctly, especially now the tush-push is becoming such, there's just no way you can figure all that out.
If the technology is available for you to make the correct call, you don't want a game ending on human error, referee error, especially a big game.
Totally.
So if the technology is available where you can eliminate or, curb that as much as possible, then you have to use it.
But the third thing, I think we're going to miss how electric it is when there's a big measurement.
And the
boys are walking out.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild because they're short by a couple inches. It's a big part of football, man.
Yeah,
it's huge.
It's a big part of football.
They should honestly do that anyways, and just like have a little earpiece being like, it's actually a first.
Yeah, whatever. But the chain don't lie. Like, people will still not believe it. You think that there's going to be a lot of people saying shit's rigged. There are going to be a lot of rigged.
There will be growing pains with this if they do implement it in the regular season for sure. Like, that technology will screw up in some way, some form, and people are going to be pissed. But.
I mean, do you think baseball should get rid of the ump behind home plate?
It's funny because I saw a tweet, this is like a week ago maybe, that had the correct calls per year since like 1980 that umpire makes behind home plate. It was like in 1980, it was like 82% of calls were made correct. And it's at the point where it's like 94%. So umpires are getting better, but by the fans' eye, it seems like they're getting worse. Year over year. For especially the last few years, it seems like umpiring has gotten very, very bad and very lazy. So I'm at the point where just get rid of every umpire. Like, get rid of them.
Yeah, if they're 94%, but a computer can be 100%, right?
Right. I mean, I think it's the Atlantic League, which is it's obviously not major. They've worked in automated strike zone. So if a hitter wants to challenge, he just turns around and says challenge. The umpire has an earpiece like in the NFL, and they call up to the box. It's like so bang bang.
Boom.
It's like it's instantaneous review.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you have pink eye?
I don't. I got scratched in the eye last week. It's been here for a while.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's hard to look at.
By a girl or a dog?
A dog.
Okay.
All right. I actually got scratched in the eye by a dog yesterday.
Damn.
So I might have a scratched eye with you.
Yeah. Whose dog you roughhousing?
Yeah, I thought you hate dogs.
Some friends? No, I like dogs.
No, he doesn't.
That's a
Fake news?
yeah, it's fake.
Okay.
Fake. Second thing here, Barstool Golf Time. Make sure you guys have this app. It's golf season. And the Barstool Golf Time app is running a new giveaway throughout the month of May where 10 lucky winners are going to get Barstool Golf and Skills golf training aids. In case you missed it, we officially partnered with Skills, SKLZ, the leading sport skill training brand to develop co-branded golf training aids that will help improve our games and your game. The Skills One Barstool Golf line was designed to help sharpen your every aspect of your game. From tee to green, you'll now have a chance to get these products for free. Here's how: download the Barstool Golf Time app, which allows you to book the best tee times at the best prices all in one place. The more tee times you book and play through the end of May, the more entries you get. 10 winners are going to get the Skills, such as Barstool Golf Chipping Net, Putting Mirror, Flex Trainer, and Swing Guide Trainer. The top 5 people with the most bookings are guaranteed to win the product set. Then 5 more winners will be chosen at random. So download Barstool Golf Time app and start booking and playing. The more you play, the better chance you'll win free Skills / Barstool Golf products. Good luck. Next topic here, legendary eater Kobayashi is retiring.
Yes.
He's retiring.
And Venera.
He's apparently no longer hungry.
He's no longer hungry.
He scientifically can't get hungry, apparently.
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Yeah, like every time he eats processed foods like hot dogs, hot dog buns, his brain triggers the nausea response. And that makes perfect sense to me. Like, I know spring break one time, I went to Puerto Rico, we drank rum the entire time. And like, after that week, your brain just trains itself to be like, okay, no more rum. And then like now, like every time I take a sip, it just triggers like nausea. And like if I took a rum shot here right now, I'd
Really? You'd be toast?
The very first
yeah.
time I drank alcohol ever, I got so sick off of I don't want to say the brand. I don't know if they work with us, but it was like apple cinnamon flavored alcohol, sour apple something. So I can't even, like those caramel apple pops, can't eat them. Like anything that like bright green apple flavored, it triggers that for me because I puked my brains out. Didn't know my limit.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I guess it's all part of a new Netflix show, or a new Netflix documentary. It's called Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut. So yeah, they scanned his brain and he's repelled by highly processed foods.
Yeah, it's like actually a scientific thing. It's
competitive eating is just, it seems like a rough sport.
Yeah.
It's got to be like horrific for you in every which way. But
To be fair though, no disrespect to Kobayashi, he had his day and he was the fucking man, but he's been cooked for.
I said end of an era.
The era's been gone for a long time.
15 years or
Long
so
time.
now?
Yeah, like Joey Chestnut's been at the top for over a decade.
Yeah.
So the era's been long gone.
Yep.
But
Now
at the
he's just
time,
pulling out all the excuses for his downfall.
yeah, but like he turned into a verb, like he was, Kobayashi, this motherfucker.
He did it. He's the one who showed that you can make a career out of competitive eating.
Exactly. And his low key, I don't know if you guys remember this, his True Life episode, I'm a competitive eater, was like maybe my favorite thing I've ever seen.
It was cool. Do you remember his training? Like the night or 2 nights before, he'd go to just a Chinese restaurant and all he would get is white rice. And I'm not kidding you. He asked for this amount. It was a bowl of rice, like say the bowl's on the ground, this high up.
There was a lot of noodles and shit too. And
it
then
was like because it expands in your stomach, it stretches it out. So a couple days later, you can eat all the hot dogs on her.
And he said like it was a challenge from the chef, and the chef kept bringing like a mango hot, like shaved ice out for him and shit. It was really good, that Kobayashi one. So I'd recommend that if anyone's unfamiliar.
I know the dude, Man vs. Food, the host of that, he had to eventually retire from that show because he would just do all these eating challenges at restaurants. And he was like, I can't do this anymore. If I keep on doing this, I'm going to I only have 5 years left.
Yeah.
Food challenges are not for the weak. That's for sure. Next topic here, an influencer went to war with a restaurant who didn't want her promotion. Apparently, she was an aspiring influencer, we'll say. She had 17,000 followers, and an Australian restaurant responded to her and said, "You don't seem to have any followers. Maybe you should approach us when you have over 100K. She said it was super rude. She was upset about it, and a lot of hoopla has been happening since then. Donnie, what do you got on this?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird because she just like reached out to the restaurant being like, can I review your food? I think hoping that the restaurant would be like, yeah, come, we'll give you all the food for free. You can do a little vid on it. It's like, if you want to review this place's food, just go and order the food and do a review.
Do it, yeah.
I mean, she's just trying to get some free food out of it. I feel like Mintzy pulls that move a lot. He hits up spots and he was like, oh, I see you're a really good barbecue place down south. I'm like a big deal at Barstool Sports. I'm going to come through. And then kind of like it's implied like they better be giving me free food. And you know what? Mintzy usually gets it. He deserves all the free food he wants. But yeah, I think it's a little weird. Just like, yeah, $17K. Just go and do a food review. You know, you
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, you don't need to be hitting them up and like making sure you get free food.
I thought Jerry's blog on it, because it was Jerry who
Gordon, yeah.
brought this story to life on BarstoolSports.com, but I thought he nailed it. He's like, I don't want to come off as the old man yelling at clouds like that hates everybody in the younger generation, because I know, but he's like, aside from the Nazis in the 1940s, a lot of millennials are the worst people on earth because of the entitlement they have. And
we're millennials.
Or Gen Z, he said.
Gen Z, yeah.
Gen Z. And, but like, so I follow a ton of these exact type of accounts. Some of them small like this, others that have hundreds of thousands. This kind of happened in Chicago a few weeks back, and Kate brought it to light first. I don't know if you were here for this, but there's this restaurant called Flower Power on Chicago Ave. It's a newer place, I think. Makes their pasta fresh in the morning, and as soon as they're sold out for the day, they close shop. And it's supposed to be insanely good, blah, blah, blah. Apparently in Chicago, there was a group chat of about 90 influencers in the Chicago food scene. Obviously, Chicago's a big foodie city. And they, like, if you follow these guys, all of a sudden you would notice that they would all be reviewing the same restaurants in the same few days span. Which I'm like, you don't think too much about it, but apparently they all approach these restaurants. They say, hey, we're coming in, we want the food free, and we want you to pay us anywhere from $850 to $1,200 on top of the review. And they were apparently ganging up on this restaurant because he's like, no, piss off. Like, I'll do it organically. Everybody loves my spot. I'm not paying for that. Like, that's outrageous.
Yeah.
You know? And
then they're like, well, we'll come in and give you a bad review.
That's exactly what they said. So they ganged up on this guy.
Really?
And then he started leaking all the exchanges, saying like, yeah, these guys are just trying to hustle all of us. Like, this is what they're really doing.
Yeah.
Like, get
fucked.
real jobs, you fucking losers, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this girl, absolutely, like, we don't have real jobs. We're not sitting in a cube 9 to 5. Like, I can't say get a job because we live fucking fantasy lives, but like, so I can see why she would want to be a food reviewer on Instagram or TikTok or whatever for money. However, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Listen,
Don't be an asshole.
Here's the thing. An influencer can do a lot of good things for local business.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of good things.
Yes.
The point is, until you get to a certain spot, pay for your shit,
Yes.
gain a following, and then like let all the rest of it happen. Like just pay for your shit.
Yep.
Pay for your
Keep
shit.
getting followers. Keep letting
that's
people
how-
go. That's
When
all
I
it is.
find a place in Chicago I love, like I'll give them some promotion just because I'm like, more people should try this place.
Yeah.
If that place happens to reach out and be like, hey, come back in, we'd love to treat you to something, that's sweet. If they don't, it's not a problem.
Exactly.
I'll promote what I like.
Exactly. That's all there is to it. Like, work your way up, and then like it's gonna happen. You know, that's just how it works. And my second thing is, you know how, like, some of these places that are so fucking popular, you know how annoying it must get for them.
It's gotta be constant.
Like, think about it. Think of like, of like, all right, the best, you know, Italian beef spots here, the best pizza places. You know, think like Boston, Santarpio's, or Regina. Think of how many people hit them up wanting to do a little video or do whatever. Like, at what point, like, when do you just be like, hey, like, we're not having
Where you
someone
snap.
fucking film here every day.
Where you snap and you come off, give a rude response like that. A rude response, like, even though it's a true response, like, hey, you can't really help us, like, sorry.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and these people are all different because they're doing stuff at their table only for the most part, but still, it's like, I don't know, like, at what point is it, you can't say yes to everyone.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You've been giving away your entire...
I have reached out to a hair transplant place in Turkey, And I'm like, hey man, I've got like a 500K YouTube page. I'm trying to bring my guy White Sox Dave in, and I'm seeing if they come back offering it like for like free or half off or something.
But it's so cheap that I don't care. They don't need.
Yeah, very cheap compared to the U.S.
How much is it?
2,500.
2 to 3K, I think.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, yeah, you still have to
And
pay
that
for
includes
flights.
the flight?
No, I think you have to pay for flights, but that includes hotels and food.
Okay,
and
so you got to pay for the flight. So that's another. But that's.
Yeah.
I mean, the place that I was consulted at, there's 35 grand.
That's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. So yeah, I don't need
35 grand is very cheap for the U.S. though, right?
So it's called. Well, there's multiple surgeries.
Okay.
It's called FUE, follicle something extraction.
Okay.
Where they take the hair from the back and put it up front, and it goes in units of 500, I believe it is. So they'll take 500 hairs and put 500 up. I was going to do 3,500 hairs.
All right.
I think it was. So I think it was about 35 grand.
$1 a follicle.
Dollar follow,
Yeah.
dollar a hair.
Let's go.
You just sit there in a hospital bed watching Netflix for 10 hours while they just tweeze your head all day.
Bing, bing, bing. Last topic here, Terrance Howard on Joe Rogan. He came off like a complete maniac. Said that he remembered when he was in the womb. He believes the periodic table needs to be rebuilt. He said straight lines are an illusion. If you look at them from a different angle, you see its real perspective. He says he invented virtual reality technology and has a patent to prove it. And a whole bunch of other crazy shit. Donnie, you're kind of into this orbit, I would say.
Yeah.
So where you at with old Terrance?
Yeah, he also says he knows how to get rid of gravity.
Yeah.
And that 1 times 1 equals 2, and that he can prove that somehow. I mean, yeah, I think he was having some sort of mental break. I will say he does have a lot of patents, but the thing is, it's actually not that hard to get a patent. And the patents don't really prove anything. He has like a lot of design patents, which is more like how something looks in terms of some like new technology. So I don't know. He does have patents. I think it's a lot more likely that he's just like a schizophrenic than like the genius of our times. I would love if like half of what he's saying is true. But I don't know, he just seems very delusional. I don't know, like online I was trying to like find an article that could like just clearly debunk everything he says, and I don't know, it seems like not enough people have actually put enough time into that, just because what he's saying is so absurd. I mean, some things like 1 times 1 equals 2.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Did he give his rationale on that one?
Yeah, I think I found a document where he's like trying to prove it, but it's complete gibberish.
I mean, if one time, like one phone, one time is 1.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Prove me wrong.
boom.
That's how it
He
works.
proved it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I liked him in Crash. That's all I got to say about it.
part of me thinks
Crash.
though, when someone speaks so confidently on something, maybe there's something. He was like,
I almost feel like if you're so confident, it shows that you're like a bullshitter. Like
I agree to
when
the
you're
most
talking
part.
about
the other.
yourself, when you're like, I'm so intelligent, I'm so smart.
For a normal person, he seems like he's left the reservation. Like something speaks to him. Where and like obviously I'm not serious, but like something's going on in that head where it's like you believe your own bullshit so much. Like, did like aliens abduct you and like tell you this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I mean, yeah, I did think some of what he's talking about like is cool. Like if we could find a way to get rid of gravity, that opens up a lot of possibilities for space travel, things like that. I mean, so he was in the first Iron Man, and after the first one came out, he complained about how much he was being paid, asked for like a huge raise, like almost either getting paid the same or he wanted to get paid the same or more as Robert Downey Jr. And then Marvel was like, nah, we're not going to do that, and just replaced him with Don Cheadle like, overnight. And I don't think he took that well.
Don Cheadle and Terrance Howard?
I mean,
No.
they're like they do the same stuff.
I don't know about
think
that.
Iron Man is
No.
one thing they did the same thing, and that's about it.
I meant they.
Don
the
Cheadle's
same
like
role.
comedic. Terrance Howard to me is like
Don Cheadle's also in Crash, isn't he?
a badass.
Pretty sure he is also in Crash.
He's had some like bad guy roles. I don't know. Regardless,
Yeah.
Terrance Howard seems like he's a maniac.
Listen to the pod though; it's interesting at least.
No,
he knows how to talk.
Everybody's talking about this, so I want to.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected. Like I said, you expected like kind of like a hard dude who was just like pretty straight up, and then he's like basically like a Kanye West brain
Yeah.
to an extent.
Yeah, he was.
complex.
Yep, I know when Kanye went on to Joe Rogan, I think it's one of the worst episodes. Like he just talks nonstop, but like ends up making zero sense. I think Terrance probably came off more coherent than Kanye.
Yes.
But I don't think there's a lot behind a lot of what he was saying.
What he was saying.
Yeah.
All right, that's the rundown. After show, Donnie, your boy Mintzy.
He's your boy too.
Yeah, he's everyone's boy.
He's our boy.
He's
Our boy
It's
Mintz.
our boy from the South. He's in his quest to go viral.
And he succeeded day one. He has to hit 1 million views on a tweet. It can be a text tweet or a video tweet. Each day he's on the road, or else he has to fly back to Chicago immediately. He can then, once he touches ground in Chicago, he can fly back out on the road. But yes, he managed to go viral day one. I was hoping he would, because I want to see what he does day two.
All right, Barstool Big Cat, you're asking a million view video. There's only one thing to do, and that's time to go remind the Vandy Whistler what a disgrace he still is to the Southeastern Conference. So let's go.
Now the Mountain Chicago's from Newport Beach, California, number 34, Brennan Cyber.
What's up, man? What's up, man? How we doing? I'm back. You're still a disgrace to the Southeastern Conference. You know what you can do. What's up, man? You know what I'm doing. Well, keep raising hell. I don't want a picture with you. Hell no. You want a picture with me? Wait, what is the world coming to? The Whistler wants a picture with me? We're friends? Why not? All right. I don't know. You're still annoying the hell out of everyone, but
Don't listen. Give some earplugs.
Hey, so listen, we got the same thing that you came by last week on left field. We're cooking. We got like ribs, crawfish, sausage, boudin, everything. You're welcome to come by anytime. We're doing live shows out there, but feel free, bring your friends. We'll feed you. Come by if you want to. We'll leave you. If you want to, that's what it's for. But just you're invited and friends.
All right, brother. Stay here.
All right. I guess I'm friends with the Whistler now. God, I don't know what the world is coming to.
I think he had this Vandy Whistler video up his
It
sleeve.
was an ace in the hole, yeah.
Because it's something he did
Right.
a couple years ago and it worked. So he was like, I'm just going to do a sequel to that. Now we start to get into like uncharted territory where it's like, I mean, Big Cat I think was like, dude, if you really want to go viral, just jump on the field and take your shirt off.
Streaking, yeah.
Like I would love to see that.
I think he did say that he had a couple viral videos up his sleeve, so
And
He
it
are-
really, yeah.
there are things already planned in the works.
Here's the thing, for like 1 million views on Twitter, it's not as hard as some platforms. So if he gets Dan and Dave behind him that are going to give it a retweet,
Yes.
and like all the other stoolies will retweet it, he can hit 1 million. But it's all about whether he's going to earn that retweet
Yeah,
from those
yeah,
guys.
it's going to be like, how nice are Dan and Dave today?
Yeah,
or did
that's
they
what it
actually
is.
find it funny?
Yes.
Like-
Yeah.
Or he could do something, obviously.
But here's the other thing. If he doesn't hit 1 million today, will he come back? Because he has plans all weekend.
yeah,
he
yeah.
was planning on like staying down south for the weekend, probably has a bunch of concerts lined up that it's going to be like if he doesn't hit and Dan's like, all right, you got to fly back. Will he do it or will he go rogue? Who knows?
Do you remember when, what did he spoil Surviving
Yes.
Barstool?
Yes.
Was that when Dave got like mega pissed
Yes,
at Corey?
yes.
Yes.
And as soon as it happened, the security cameras, he just put his jacket on and walked
Yeah,
outside.
he left and Dave was like, I need to unleash on someone right now. And Corey was there.
Corey,
Received the brunt of it.
Tough. Well, good luck to Mintzy. I'm rooting for him. I think he could do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
He could do it.
I like Donnie, I would love to know what he's got.
Up his sleeve.
Yes. I was getting
Getting arrested would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
in some form.
Does he have that in him? I feel like the cops would just feel too bad and be like, oh, we can't arrest this guy. He didn't know what he was doing.
No, come on.
Yeah.
All right, then. That's the rundown. Thank you guys for watching.
Yep.
Rundown will be back tomorrow. Go watch it.